Given all that is occurring in our nation relevant to race relations and its impact academically, socially, and emotionally on all students, the purpose of this show is not to admire problems. It is, however, to shine a spotlight on any and all issues that directly or indirectly impact public education. Welcome to Education Real Talk with Dr. Sonya Whitaker.
Thank you for joining me today. The purpose of this show is to raise the consciousness of educators, community members, and policymakers as it relates to the importance of providing children of color with access to curricular content materials which accurately reflects their history, their spirit, and the lives of their families. Take a moment to draw your attention to the following video presentation entitled District and School Leader Racial Equity Action Items. I would like to introduce to you what I refer to as District and School Leader Racial Equity Action Items. I have elected to use the term action items because some of the most significant work accomplished in educational institutions come as a direct result of sound action items. Therefore, I'll present to you my next set of recommendations in the form of a motion. I'd like to make a motion to approve that school district leaders cause to have the implementation of a literacy curriculum that better reflects the spirits and lives of Black students and their families. I'd like to make a motion to approve that school district leaders cause to have curriculum materials made available in their districts that reflect positive images of Black students and their families and has affirming views of students from diverse cultural and ethnic and linguistic backgrounds. I'd like to make a motion to approve that school district leaders cause to have the implementation of culturally responsive pedagogy at all levels of the system simultaneously. I'd like to make a motion to approve that school district leaders support the development and implementation of equity-based board policies and administrative practices. And I'd like to make a motion to approve that school district leaders, in collaboration with community members, develop an actionable and measurable equity plan regardless of student demographic. And I'd like to make a motion to approve that school district officials allocate the necessary financial resources needed to accomplish each of the aforementioned goals. A wise man once said, "If you want to know what the people really value, take a look at their checkbook register." Which of the 6 action items can you agree to vote yes to? On this show, I am focusing on racial equity action item numbers 1 and 2 of the 6 action items that I have developed and introduced to you. And I'm going to do so because these 2 action items provide a teaching staff the best opportunity to engage in more culturally responsive teaching as a means by which to leverage culture so as to stimulate students' brains. In doing so, they increase the likelihood that students are successful academically, socially, and emotionally. In the words of Dr. Zaretta Hammond, author of the book entitled Culturally Responsive Teaching and the Brain, she shares with us that a systemic approach to culturally responsive teaching and leading is the perfect catalyst to stimulating the brain's neuroplasticity so that it grows new brain cells that can help students think in more sophisticated ways. Why is this important? It is important because, in the words of Dr. Christine Sleeter, she writes in her book entitled Unstandardizing the Curriculum. Curriculum, and who gets to define it, is political because in a multicultural democracy, it cannot be divorced from larger societal struggles. It is a means by which a society defines itself and forms the consciousness of the next generation. She adds, the curriculum communicates what we choose to remember about our past, what we believe about the present, and what we hope about our future. Furthermore, in her book, she quotes Jay Zimmerman, who adds, "It has long mattered because at stake was nothing less than the nation's definition of itself." What we also know, in the words of author Dr. Rudin Sims Bishop, is that when children cannot find themselves reflected in books that they read, or when the images they see are distorted, negative, or downright laughable, they learn a powerful lesson about how they are devalued in the society in which they are a part of. So let's reimagine how we go about the business of selecting the curriculum materials and literature that we place in front of our students. They're really counting on us to get this right. Until next time, please do remember, to know and not to do is really not to know at all.